Honourable Marianne Street.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. It gives me great pleasure to rise to speak to the Royal Succession Bill. There's an extraordinary coincidence of things happening on the order paper this morning. Very shortly, we're going to be debating the Mokomoko Restoration Bill. And right now, we're debating the Royal Succession Bill. One is tempted to use words like sublime and ridiculous and the reverse order of those things right now. But I do want to place on record that while this bill is not ridiculous, certainly the Mokomoko Restoration Bill is closer to the sublime end of that scale. Can I just say also that that members of the House, of course, will understand the speech delivered by my colleague Andrew Little. The Labour Party is full of Roman Catholics. The Labour Party is full of Roman Catholics. We started off with Roman Catholics, if we go back to Michael Joseph Savage and the people before him and our founders on the West Coast. So he is representing a very significant voice within the Labour Party. So I do want to acknowledge that. But can I just say, for my own part, that there should not be any discussion about moving to a republic in New Zealand without proper consideration of the role of the Treaty of Waitangi. Te Tiriti and that impact of that on our psyche, on our history, on our development as a nation would need to be compensated for because it is a treaty with the Crown. Should we become a republic, there would need to be embedded somewhere similar or exactly the same provisions, but not with the Crown, but with the government of New Zealand. And so that conversation isn't finished yet, and it should not be rushed, which is why this bill does not rush the decision about having Roman Catholics succeed to the throne. Because, of course, Henry VIII separated the Church of England from the Church of Rome in 1534. So it's taken us 479 years to get this far, and sometimes those things take a little while. They take a bit of thought. So at least the modernising step that has been made in this bill is to allow the sovereign to be married to a Roman Catholic, but not to have a Roman Catholic as sovereign, because with the title of sovereign goes defender of the faith. Defender of the faith. And Henry VIII set that up, and so if the faith is... Thank you. Yes, everybody used to be a Catholic. Everybody used to be a Catholic until various bits split away. And of course, the most famous secession from the Roman Catholic Church was that of Henry VIII, which he did for his own purposes, so that he didn't have to deal with that nasty provision around divorce. And so he had his own reasons. He had his own reasons for doing that. So I'm grateful to the Minister for her interjection there, and I'm sorry that won't be recorded on Hansard, but it won't. But Mr Speaker, this is a sign of modernisation. 479 years on, we are slowly making our way to the 21st century. At least the gender provisions, so that the sovereign doesn't have to be the oldest boy, but can be an older female sibling who can accede to the throne, is something more modern. Of course, with the birth of baby George, we don't have to confront that issue for quite some time. So quite when there will be another queen is yet to be seen. However, this is modernising in the terms of these constitutional things. I'd like to thank Scott Simpson, the chair of the Justice and Electoral Committee, for a very congenial and still thoughtful discussion and debate in the Select Committee. While this bill does not appeal to all, this is the constitutional reality that we have at the moment, and perhaps in another 479 years we may get to a complete constitutional and respectful self-determination state in New Zealand, but one that has properly and with a great deal of thought and care taken into account what should be our fundamental commitment to Te Reti o Waitangi. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gareth Hughes.
Kia ora, Mr. Speaker.